Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning, John Gray.
Good morning,
Peggy
dear.
Burton here.
And I'm Jim
Who are
Fuller,
Hi, Jim.
and I'm glad to be here.
I
Me
think
too.
we all are. I think we're all
For the
glad to be here.
1,050-something time.
Is that what it is? 1,050
I don't know.
something?
Listen, we've done one a week every week since 1992.
For 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. So
20 plus
That's
years.
good.
I mean, and we don't take off for Christmas or anything. We don't have any holidays, so it's over 1,000, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
1,000
that's
shows.
awesome.
Isn't that something?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I was just a kid when I started doing this.
Just a what?
I was just a kid when I started
Yeah,
doing
that's
this.
the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Grammys, not the Grammys, the Oscars.
The
Did anybody
Oscars.
watch the Oscars?
I watched a lot of the Oscars.
It was a great weekend for TV. It really was.
It really was,
yes.
yeah. There was,
That show was like
it was very
4
different.
days long.
Yeah, but it was
Several
different.
hours.
I loved the thing they did from Les Mis. They did that big number, and they had the whole cast. That was
Yeah,
cool.
that was a
How do you
lot.
pronounce that show that you just mentioned?
I call it Les Miserables, but they
Les
say Les
Miserables.
Mis because nobody can say it.
Right. Oh, okay. So Les
About
Mis
the-
is okay
yeah,
to say
about
that?
the French Revolution.
Yeah, just in case we
Yeah.
have to talk about that, you know.
We went and saw that at TPAC.
I did too. I
And
cried.
it was amazing. It was
I
an
cried.
amazing
It's a
production.
beautiful production, and it's poignant enough that it touches this generation. You know, the same kind of things happen to families that have military and the horror a lot of people go through. It was a beautiful production.
Anne Hathaway
Cute little thing.
is beautiful.
She is. Absolutely.
She's the closest thing. Who is it? Audrey Hepburn?
Yeah, probably so.
And I think Anne Hathaway had to lose weight to
Lose
do-
weight. She
to
looked
do
like a
kind-
stick woman.
Well, but to
She
do
looked
that
horrible.
movie, she had to get just paper thin.
Yeah, what a beautiful child. And
Yeah.
man, she was.
She did a great job.
That's a great. You know, and that's amazing what our actors and actresses do to themselves
to do a play.
to do their
To do a
roles in
production,
different
yeah.
productions.
Yeah, you're right, because I think Sally Fields was won an Oscar for her role in Lincoln.
Right.
And she had to gain like 30 pounds to play that role.
Yeah.
So
Monday night, I think it's 7 o'clock on the probably Family Channel, Disney Channel. My daughter-in-law's nephew is going to star in Trading Places. He's
Really?
when I say star, one of the characters in Trading Places. So if you
Which
get a
would be
chance,
Bart's wife.
yes, her nephew.
Her nephew.
So we were proud of him. He's
Well,
a young
good.
man that went to Los Angeles right out of high school,
Made it.
set his foot in the door, and
Gonna be on TV.
he's not like made it, but I think
gonna
he's
be on
making
TV.
it. He's going to be on TV, and that's good. Yeah, we're proud
You know,
of
it's
him.
just like I tell people, I got a check from Napster from the Napster litigation.
Yeah.
When Napster was stealing all this music, and they ended up having to pay, and I got a check from Napster
Awesome.
for one of my songs is $1.17.
oh yeah,
I'm
all right,
fine with
all
that.
right.
And somebody laughs, and I say, well, you know, how many checks did
How
you
many
get
checks
from
did you
Napster?
get from Napster? That's right.
So,
And John
you know, the
has actually
fact
John
that-
has actually gotten royalty checks for some of the stuff he's
yeah,
written. So,
yeah,
you
but
know.
I
but the
know.
thing about it is the fact that this young man is on television.
Well, that's
think
a
of
good
the
thing.
millions and millions
And if
and
anybody
millions
cares,
of
his
people.
name is Parker Harris.
What
and
a
he
great
got his
name,
start
Parker.
at 3 years old on a stump outside my house. He was Michael Jackson impersonator, and no, none of us will ever forget
Speaking
it.
of that, Cat Murray's going to
That's
be
right.
here a little bit later in the show to talk about her
his story.
his story told by her. This is number 4. So she does that quite often and gives all the money
she gives
away.
the money away, and it's a fun production, and everybody loves it.
Right, and this weekend at South Jackson Civic Center
Friday night.
are the International Tenors.
I hope we'll have a good crowd because these guys are sensational. And you know, we never tell how much these things cost. I worry sometimes that people think these are just 3 guys we picked up off the street.
No, this costs what? What does it cost?
About $4,000
$4,000
to get them
Unbelievable.
to get
bring
them in
these guys
here,
into
and
town.
I would dare say they're worth it. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that people buy tickets and enjoy the show. We have a reception at 6:45.
Have
Miss Ford,
and Ford's
doing
artwork's
showing
gonna
her
be there.
artwork, and Jake Dyer will be singing in the reception part with Ann Baldwin playing the piano. So we'll
Yeah.
just have a festive time.
And the play just finished up this past weekend,
No,
which
it's
was
hysterical.
"I Love You, You're Perfect Now" change, and it was really, really a good play and
Well
very
attended,
well
wasn't it?
attended, and everybody had a good time.
Awesome
and,
cast.
you know, you just turn around and look at everybody who's in the theater, and
They were all laughing and
everybody's
smiling.
having fun and laughing and smiling, and you know, you think, and you hear people complain that there's nothing to do in Tullahoma or Manchester or the surrounding.
There is so much to
all
do.
kinds of things
There
to
really
do
is.
if you would just open up your eyes and ears and take advantage of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And this International Tenor thing that's coming Friday night is another great example of something people will travel
to see.
to go see and pay to go see a lot of money, but because it's in their own hometown, they think, well, this can't be as good
Yeah,
as
the-
something
often
I
that
would
is that-
see
yeah.
in Nashville or Atlanta or Chicago, but it's the same people.
And people that have bought a season ticket really get a deal on
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And this is a season ticket event, and pretty soon we'll be selling season tickets for next year. I'm investigating some really good talent.
Good. And this,
Exciting.
let's see, what else is happening coming up this weekend is Miss Tullahoma.
Oh, is that this week?
Is Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. I missed that altogether.
So just a lot. There's a lot going on
People
around
can stay
here.
busy
You know, John, I
all
saw
weekend.
where you wished Wendell Hartman a happy birthday.
Wendell
on your
Hartman's
Facebook.
birthday's today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. He's my hero.
Our
Is
buddy.
he your hero?
He is.
He's a good man.
He
I can
is
say
because
that.
he's the only person that ever arranged for me to get paid to perform. You know,
That is
you know, and,
Yeah.
and you know,
Did he live to regret it?
I've never gotten there yet.
you know,
Phil.
I mean, I was his partner in the karaoke deal for
Yeah.
some 10 years, I guess.
well,
And
he was a groundbreaker
he
in a lot of
actually
areas.
They actually paid us to do
Yeah.
that, and I couldn't believe it. You know, so.
Well, you know, it's funny. It really is kind of funny because my son Jacob, who's a whole lot more talented than I am,
But where did he get it?
MCs some stuff, and he was telling me he MC'd something, a beauty pageant or some kind of deal like that, and he was talking about getting paid for doing it, and I went, "What? You mean you can get paid for doing this stuff?"
That's unbelievable,
You know?
isn't it?
So, well, at least he learned a lesson that I hadn't
Absolutely.
learned.
Well, I do
And see,
find-
Wendell knew that.
Yeah.
Wendell knew that going in. See, I'd have never been able to pull
it,
it
yeah.
off. But Wendell knew that he had a product at that point that nobody else had, and
And that was very
people had to
smart,
pay
yeah.
dearly for that. So,
Yeah.
So
And when karaoke first started,
Oh, it was big.
it was huge.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
There were people lined up at the Legion just to get in the door, just to get in the line to try to sing.
On a Wednesday night, I think, or something like that. It was just
crazy,
unusual. So.
crazy. You know, but we have a lot of stuff going on in Tullahoma and the surrounding area. A lot of stuff on this show today. Don't you go away right after these few messages from some great sponsors that help us bring to you what we do. And we love them and hope you do too. And when you go in their establishment, thank them. And then even better than that, buy something. We'll be right back.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has the checking, loans, savings, and traditional banking services you want. Plus free internet banking and bill pay, bank your change, Visa gift card, and lots more state-of-the-art banking services. We focus on the service and services you want. So you can bank when, where, and how you want. At our offices or from just about anywhere. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
What is Rotary? We're a network of people like you. In fact, we're the original social network. More than 1 million of us live just about everywhere you can think of. And we mean everywhere. We get together to exchange ideas, grow our businesses, and make new friends. We volunteer to help our own communities or someone else's. We're right around the corner. Come join us. The name is Rotary. Rotary International. You're welcome.
This facility was built literally on the international date line to bring Charter customers tomorrow's technology first. Like Charter Internet, which was just made faster again. With speeds up to 100 megs, you can download a movie in 2 minutes. The #1 internet service provider in the nation. Click.
Fogelman, good luck with the presentation tomorrow.
Already nailed it.
Get Charter Internet Express for only $19.99 a month.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us on the set now the Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who apparently has made the big time now, and it kind of surprised us both when we saw that come up there, because they've titled this segment, it appears now. It's called Police Pointers.
Well, good.
Okay, with Chief Paul Blackwell. So, hopefully next time I'll know that. Going in. All right, and you've got some big things coming up, I believe, pretty soon, don't you?
Right. The city last year, as you'll remember, started the concert series. During the fall, they had 4 different concerts, and they planned on beginning those again in the spring of this year and making that a regular event. Mm-hmm. And in March 29th of 2013, represents the 40th anniversary that troops were withdrawn from South Vietnam. Mm-hmm. So we thought, the city, that it would be a good opportunity to recognize our Vietnam veterans by dedicating that concert to them. Mm-hmm. So that's what our plans are, and we're moving forward with that. March 29th is right there in the Easter weekend, so we didn't think that was going to be a real good time to do something like that. So April 6th, which is the following Saturday, at the National Guard Armory, we're going to have a concert, and it's going to be dedicated to our Vietnam veterans. Okay. And being billed as a recognition, a thank you, a salute. Come out and visit. Kurt Glick, of course, is in charge of the concert, and he's working on getting a band. We're hoping to get a band that plays 60s and early 70s music of that era. Mm-hmm.
There's still a few people alive that do that, so
there are,
and they're really good at it.
There are, and we're hoping we can get a band that'll come out and do that for us. It's open to the public. It's mm-hmm. free of charge. So we're going to invite everybody, if you know a Vietnam veteran or if you are a Vietnam veteran, to get the word out to them and to bring them to that concert. The National Guard is partnering with us, mm-hmm. so we think that it's going to be a good event. Now that we're starting to get the word out, we're getting some veterans organizations calling us, wanting to participate, wanting to know what they can do. And we're also going to get some of our community members that are Vietnam veterans to just say a few short words, mm-hmm. no long speeches, nothing like that, just a couple words, and to make it just a community event that says thank you to those people that served during that time.
And when that concert series that you guys started last year, that I guess Kurt Glick headed up, that was tremendously successful, and that's a great way.
It was well received. People enjoyed it, and I think this is a good way to kick off the spring series. Mm-hmm. Last night at the board meeting, General Miller accepted a proclamation from the mayor dedicating April 6th as Vietnam Veterans Appreciation, and General Miller gave some statistics of people that died during Vietnam, the ones that were still missing, the ones captured. And what he did mention is that in Tullahoma lost 8 sons to the Vietnam War. Right. And as he read their names out, and as their names were being read, people in the audience, you could see them shaking their head as though, I knew him, I remember him. Exactly. So this is another one of those opportunities where 40 years later, we can recognize those that didn't come home, mm-hmm. but we want to recognize those that are here with us, and it's going to be a good event. Yeah, and when Chief sat down here this morning, I was looking at the note he had here, and I'm thinking, I remember those guys, and I asked him what was the reason there, and of course we lost them in the Vietnam War. Do you mind if I read their names? Absolutely, go ahead and do that. These are the 8 sons of Tullahoma that were lost during the Vietnam War: Gerald Anthony, Homer Bell, Terrell Bradford, Freddie Kelly, Kenneth Kirks, Walter Smith, Randy Ward, and Timothy Worth. And also, during Vietnam, Coffee County as a whole lost 25. Mm-hmm. So again, we know there are probably many families here that have lost loved ones to Vietnam, and there's just as many who have loved ones that did come home to them. So we think this event's going to be good. We look to start it at about 6 o'clock on Saturday. Have about an hour of social time, mingle time. We hope to have some tables set up with displays from our veterans groups, the American Legion, the Disabled Vets, VFW, all of those, if they want to set up a table and share information as to what their group does for our veterans, to make that available to them. And anyone that served in Vietnam, if they've got some memorabilia. I got a call yesterday from a Marine that had a bunch of photos, and he's going to put it together in a PowerPoint display.
Oh, that'll be great, yeah.
And so we're going to invite people, encourage people to do things like that. And if they'll get in touch with me at the police department at 455-0530, then we'll work to get them a table or to work with them with whatever the logistic needs might be. So we think it's going to be a good event. We want to have some food vendors. We want to make it, obviously there's going to be a solemn side to it.
Sure.
But we also want it to be an enjoyable time for those veterans that can be out there with us.
You know, it's really hard to imagine, though, but several people on that list there that you have there that I knew personally, and they were probably 18, 19 years old. I know Freddie Kelly was probably just out of high school. Tim Worth there, I think he was maybe had been out of high school a couple of years. So they were very, very young when when they were killed in Vietnam. And I was telling the chief before there, Kenneth Kirkus, and a lot of you folks will remember. I think it's the Downtown Cafe now, which is right around from City Hall. His Kenneth Kirkus, his dad, operated that restaurant at that time, and it was called the Sweet Shop, I believe, wasn't it? And so a lot of memories there, and it's neat that you guys are doing that. Honoring the Vietnam veterans. I know when I first came back from Atlanta to live permanently in Tullahoma, the Vietnam veterans were just returning from the wars, and that was made up the Legion was really trying to recruit them to be a part of the American Legion. Was really trying to recruit them. Now that's about all that's left, So it's been
and it is the 40th anniversary is probably the appropriate one, because if we were wait another 10 years, we would start going kind of the way of our World War II veterans, where the numbers are starting to dwindle, and we think it's good. And I would encourage anyone that has a question or wants to participate in some fashion to call me. I'm kind of handling the military side of it, the veterans groups, and some of this, whereas Kirk's handling the music and the other logistics, and I'll be glad to work with people. We're working with some other organizations that have given us tentative they want to participate, so I won't share that yet, but over the next few weeks we're going to be doing more on your program, in the newspaper, on Facebook, advertising what the schedule is going to be like. But right now, if people can plan on about 6 o'clock Saturday night, going to about 9 o'clock April 6th.
Okay.
And we think it's going to be a very good event.
All right. Okay. We'll be looking forward to that. You folks be looking forward to it as well. It's a great, great event coming up April the 6th. If you have questions about that, you can call the chief at City Hall. Don't call 911. Call 455-0530.
Zero, correct.
Right. All right, Chief, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
And we'll be back. Chief will be back in 2 weeks.
That's correct.
I'm sure. With another episode of, it's called Police Pointers, Chiefs. Let's
All
remember
right.
that.
Police
All right.
Pointers.
All right. We'll be right back in just a moment with more living.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com, featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Your family's favorite show shouldn't have to fight to be seen. With Charter, you get 4 DVRs. So now every family member can watch what they want, when they want, where they want, without any battles. Call now to get DVR service for your home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I have our buddy with us up here today, Pat Allison from the Cedar Lane Church of Christ, and we're going to talk about senior care. And what, we were just having a discussion, and I was curious. I asked some people in the studio if anybody knew what our demographic, our population, and percentage of our population in Tullahoma and the surrounding area is seniors. And you and I sort of both figure that it's probably above what it is in most
likely
small towns around. A lot of people come here to retire.
You almost have to define what is the age point that a person becomes a senior. I started getting things from AARP when I was 50.
Right.
And I really didn't consider myself a senior. Looking at it from the standpoint of, maybe 55 or 60, we start getting coffee discounts at 55 or 60, and I begin to
get a free tea over at Wendy's.
Yeah, wherever. Then it gets serious to me.
When we get stuff free, then we're seniors.
That's right.
But what you're talking about, what you came to talk about this morning, is a new program that you have at the church about senior care.
It really is. It's a workshop that we have put together that is going to provide information, primarily information that deals with extended long-term care insurance. That's one aspect of it. In fact, Dr. Jim Waters is going to present the information on that. The second aspect of this seminar has to do with reverse mortgages. There's a lot that we're reading today about it. A lot of people of prominence are advertising for reverse mortgages and are the spokespersons for them. So we're going to look at that. And I'm going to be presenting...
Well, if you were doing reverse mortgages, you wouldn't get somebody that wasn't a prominence to advertise.
Most likely not.
You're going to find
like Senator Fred Thompson is one of the spokespersons and a very trustworthy individual, and so
he's probably getting paid to do it.
I'm sure he is.
So there's and like you say, but what you're going to do is you're going to look at both sides of this and do your own research on it.
Correct.
And have people report to the group as to what they found out.
Exactly.
Which is a smart thing to do.
I would hope that it will be received as a beneficial thing. I'm going to present some information about reverse mortgages, and then Dr. Mike Rutherford is going to be there and speak about it from a first-hand experience that he has had. That would be the second segment. Then the third and final segment is going to deal with Social Security. Actually, Social Security / disability.
Slash maybe if any of it's left, slash by the time
it gets slashed, you hope there's something left. And at our age group, we're probably in pretty good position, but the kids coming behind us, I don't know whether they're going to get much of anything or not.
Well, and because of the way things are and the volatility of our society, you really don't know from one year to the next, or at least in a 5-year increment, how any of this stuff is going to be.
We really don't. It changes so fast. We, sort of say a prayer and keep your fingers crossed too. I don't know what's going to happen.
And that's why people taking a step out in front, like you're doing here, and looking at these things before some of this stuff happens, is very wise and a very good thing for people to do.
Well, it's something for the community. It's free of charge. Andy Cowan, the local administrator of Social Security, is going to speak on Social Security. Noella Suarez, the operations administrator, is going to speak about disability. We've got this scheduled for March the 9th, which is a Saturday. It will be a Saturday morning. Each one of these presentations, are about an hour in length, including a PowerPoint presentation as well as allowing some time for question and answer period.
Okay.
So we've got the first segment will be at 9 o'clock, and that will be long-term care insurance. And then the second one will be at 10 o'clock, and that has to do with reverse mortgages. The third one is 11 o'clock, and that's where we're looking at Social Security and disability benefits.
Will there be coffee and a biscuit over there?
John, there is. If you come over at 8:30, we'll serve coffee and donuts. And all of this is free of charge. So you just show up.
Folks. If
I've got
you
a dozen.
Get them there, you're going to have to feed them.
I've got a dozen donuts just for you.
No, I can't do that. Listen to them laughing in the back room.
I hear that.
There.
I hear that.
They know I'll bring them back over here and they'll eat them.
Let me share something else with you too.
Yes,
I don't know how many people in our community that would be classified as seniors have a living will. But we're going to make this available.
Yeah, that's very, very, very
and
smart
we
thing
will,
to have.
if they will just sign it over here on the back, we will have it notarized, and they can take this with them and fill it out.
Yeah, that's great.
Free of charge. So anybody that needs a living will, I would encourage you to come over to the Church of Christ on Cedar Lane Saturday, March the 9th, if for no other reason than to get a living will.
Very,
very important. Certainly as we age,
well,
that is
the
important.
thing about it is because if you don't and something happens to you out of the normal and all of a sudden you're in a hospital and your family can't react because you don't have that.
Yeah, I don't want
and
to
make
put,
choices.
Yeah,
for
I don't
you.
want to I don't want to put the pressure on my family to make a decision that I really should have made. I should have determined what I wanted for myself.
Right.
And that's what a living will can do. It's important that you have a living will. It's important that you have a will. And it may be very important that you have a power of attorney.
Power of attorney.
But we're
Yes,
going to
sir.
provide this for anybody that needs a living will, free of charge. All of the lectures, free of charge. Coffee, free of charge.
Donuts, free of charge. Yeah, in the South, if you want to get them out, you got to feed them.
Yeah, fried chicken is especially good down here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mr. Pat Allison, thank you, sir, for being with us this
good
morning.
to be with you. Appreciate
and
it.
that is March the 9th at Cedar Lane Church of Christ, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely.
8:30?
Come at 8:30 and we'll have coffee and donuts.
Coffee at 8:30. All right, folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Serving you as a local firefighter.
Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force. Serving Tullahoma.
Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
If you like HDTV, you're going to like what Charter's been up to. Adding so much free HD that Charter TV is a whole new experience. National Geographic HD, Animal Planet HD, Discovery HD, Sports in HD, movies, news, kids programming. Plus, Charter now has thousands of free movies and shows in HD on demand anytime. You want to see more TV in HD? Try Charter. It's smarter.
Welcome back to Living. You're going to be glad you hung around for this. I have on the set with me Miss Julie Cottrell. That's right. She's a registered dietitian, and our wonderful Winston Brooks, who works up at the City Hall,
Thank you.
doing everything imaginable.
Yes, ma'am.
And today we are involved in fitness, which I think is a great subject. So, you want to get us started?
Well, Peggy, good morning. I appreciate being here. I'll get started off.
Okay.
What we're here to talk about today is the Get Fit Tullahoma kickoff meeting, which is going to be Thursday, March 7th at 5:30.
That's a week from this Thursday.
That's right, a week from this Thursday. And it's going to last 1 hour. It's going to be at D.W. Wilson Community Center, and we're inviting the public to come and listen to two experts talk about getting fit. Julie Cottrell, who's here with us today, and Joe McCamey. And then we're going to solicit ideas from the community to learn what we can do to try to encourage
community involvement in getting fit. In the schools from all ages, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Because
That's right.
it shouldn't just start with me.
And this is
exactly.
This is one of the mayor's 4 initiatives for 2013. The other ones are the Think Green Tullahoma, the Tullahoma Art Council, Get Fit Tullahoma, and the fourth one, which will be coming up, is the Mayor's Job Council. But
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm impressed. And you can see the mayor
leader.
just everywhere you go. I love that.
Yes, absolutely.
He's very visible.
And he'll be here with us at this meeting.
And what was the time on that?
The time on this is Thursday, March 7th, 5:30 p.m. at D.W. Wilson Community Center.
For an hour.
For an hour, that's
and
right.
Probably, do you come and sign up, or you just maybe get there a little early so you're ready to go at 5:30?
That's right. Get there a little early.
Get there a little early.
You don't have to RSVP, but we do ask that you can contact me down at City Hall at 455-2648, just so we can plan for the refreshments.
455-2648. You all want to throw that on the screen?
That's it.
That would be good.
Great. But we're going to have 2 speakers, and today we have Julie Cottrell, who is a registered dietitian, and she's going to tell us a little more about what her expertise is in.
Julie, have you been here a while doing this? When did you start this program?
Well, I have my own company called RD4U, and so I do individual counseling, holistic counseling. I help people with diabetes, heart disease, weight loss, all kinds. Yes, and I've been doing that for a couple of years.
Good. We're glad to have you. And so you want to give us some pointers on what you do?
Yeah, well, as far as the Get Fit initiative, you know, it's something that we want to do to get all of Tullahoma involved in fitness, from exercise, from nutrition, every aspect of it. We want to involve everybody in the community. We want our doctors involved. We want other health professionals. We want to integrate farmers.
I love that. I'm a farmer.
But everybody.
Farm.
Yes, it needs to be a complete, sort of a change so that we can all,
can all get involved.
Absolutely.
And push it through and make progress.
Absolutely.
I am so proud of you for doing that. And do you have a number for people to call if they want to make an appointment with you?
I do. You can call my cell phone, which is 588-1322.
588-1322, and then you would establish if somebody wants personal counseling.
Absolutely.
And you might go to their home for a little extra charge.
I can go. I do home visits, or you can come to my home. And I also have a website, and you can contact me that way too. And that's RD4U.
RD4U. That's easy to remember. .net.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, registered dietitian for you. And as I started getting into this process and setting up this meeting, I found her website, and there's so much good information out there.
Oh,
so
good.
I highly recommend to go look at the rd4u.net website. And Julie is a wealth of information just in talking about this meeting and the ideas and what we're going to share there. She's taught me a lot. And several of them are on the website, but one she was talking about, and I'll let her talk more about it, but the book she was telling me about on blood types.
Yeah.
Fascinating information, and that's the kind of information we're going to talk about at this meeting.
So blood types have some connection with
Absolutely,
how
and you
fit
wouldn't
are?
believe it.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, you can actually tell whether or not you have a gluten sensitivity by your fingerprint if you have little white lines running through it. And I tested it on myself, and I was amazed.
That is amazing, and I think there's a big part of the population that has a gluten issue.
Right.
And
it's
they don't even know
test.
it.
I mean, we can all do a fingerprint. It's not a $100 test.
Right. And so that's something easy to do. Can you just ask your doctor to do that for you?
I think fingerprinting you're probably going to want to just do on your own.
Maybe go to the police chief.
But it is it is interesting that there really are some differences in the types of foods that we tolerate based on our blood type, because it is our genetic inheritance, and there really is
those are wonderful
scientific
things to know.
information about it.
And I feel like it really ought to start way down here with children to find out. There's so many issues, I think, with behavior that stem from what foods are eaten.
Absolutely,
am I right?
Absolutely. We are what we eat, and we need to be nourishing our bodies.
And I read a report that ADHD could be conquered through foods often.
There's definitely
at least
a link.
progress. There's
a link, yes, and there are certain things that we can do to totally improve something a lot of people don't know about our gut health, but our intestinal health. Yes, and probiotic foods, lessening the gluten, less
So you
sugar.
can learn all of that by coming to visit you.
Absolutely.
Or possibly going to this event that we've been talking about.
Yes, and the event is going to be more community-wide. We're going to be talking about ways that we can integrate everybody and make it more, just make a lot of opportunities more accessible.
And hold people accountable.
Yes.
Sometimes in a group situation, I think that happens when you're all by yourself. Well, nobody's watching. I'll just eat the scallon ice cream.
Right. And some people need community support. They need to do a walk together, or the mayor is very interested in organizing community walks and things that
get out there and get moving. I think the idea is to keep moving.
That's it.
If I didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here, I tell you that. I'd be home on the couch with my feet up.
And we're going to have a lot of fun with this. There's going to be different activities that we're going to plan throughout the year. And I don't know what those are going to be just yet, because this is really a community, grassroots initiative. And that's why we want to have this public meeting and begin to identify people who can help us see what this is going to look like into the future. So this is not something we've already got planned out. We know what it's going to look like. We're actually looking for community input to build this.
And I think that's great, because if you have a vested interest, then you'll get more involved in the process.
Right. And other communities have had successful programs. One of the ones that we've looked at is Franklin, and they have a website where people can go on and register and then begin to stay accountable, not just to the group, but to themselves. As me and Julie were talking, people sometimes think of a diet as something that you do temporarily, a few weeks, whatever, but it's really about
to be a lifestyle.
A lifestyle, that's right.
It really has to be a lifestyle.
You need to come to the meeting.
I know I do. I need to.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I do, absolutely. Were you going to mention something else about the first event, the free concert? Did you?
Oh, well, we can also
we
talk
talked
a little
about
bit.
that a little bit.
Well, earlier,
I know you're involved.
The chief of police was talking about the exciting first spring concert, which will be April 6th.
And I think that's free, isn't it?
It is free, and it's in honor of our Vietnam vets, who there was a proclamation read last night at the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting to honor those vets. And so the community is encouraged to come out and support your veterans. It's a free concert, and it will be at the Armory.
I think that's a beautiful thing to do. I really do. Well, I'm getting a big X. Any last quick comments you want to make? Remember your date, which is
March 7th, Thursday.
At the community center. Which community?
You're getting me confused now. D.W. Wilson Community Center. Come out and see Julie Cottrell. Check out our website at rd4u.net.
And have fun getting fit. I think that's what we all need to do.
It should be
Thank
good.
You
yes.
so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Julie Cottrell, remember that name, Winston Brooks. We'll be back with more of Living.
Thank you, Peggy.
Mark, you've won just about everything there is to win in racing. What's next?
I'd like more people to know about ER Extra.
The emergency room at Harton Regional Medical Center?
I just want them to get the best care they can get.
That just gets me right here, Mark.
Maybe you'd like to pay them a visit.
ER Extra at Harton Regional Medical Center.
ER Extra. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at the main event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Click the links.
Oh, sweet Lisa, you're so fine, like a very fine wine. Girl, I need you in my life. Will you be my wife?
Charter Internet has more bandwidth to support all your devices. Experience the power of Charter on the nation's fastest internet.
All right, folks, welcome back, and it is Ham Fest time, and I'm a ham, and I've got another ham up here with me. I've got Mr. George Stone up here, and he is official, though.
Yeah, I'm a licensed ham. You just an am.
I'm just
unlicensed.
An old shoulder.
Yeah,
an old shoulder. You know, they were kidding me a while ago about technology and how they Winston typed me something yesterday about what time he was supposed to be here this morning, and he said 9 to 9:30, and I typed back 10:04. Well, he got confused. He thought it was between 10 and 4, and then he realized that was old ham walkie-talkie.
It's old walkie-talkie. Police hams don't use that much.
Well, but the thing about it is, he called me old school because I used that term, and I typed back, well, I went to old school.
So
the technology is advanced so much, but there are things that people can do to be prepared when the technology fails.
Yeah, I'm a licensed amateur radio operator. I have been for 35 years, and I belong to the Middle Tennessee Amateur Radio Society, and we're putting on a Ham Fest, which is like a flea market, electronic flea market. And it's also, ham is diverse things. We do everything from just normal talk, just on radio, Morse code, which everybody remembers. We do messaging.
I bet he didn't remember. He's left. I bet Winston didn't remember Morse code.
Morse code. Yeah. That's on television. That's what they learn. In the movies, they like to put that in. But we do any sort of communications, amateur radio, linking out and get into the internet, and digital modes, which is just like you're sending text messages. But we don't rely on phone lines. We don't rely on anything like that. We're capable, if the power went out, of getting communications out of this area, relying on nobody. So, but the Ham Fest will be at the First Methodist Church in Tullahoma on March the 9th. It lasts from 8 to 2 o'clock. And you can come if you don't have a license. We have facilities set up for people to take license. We've got forums for people that want to study various things. Like I'm involved with emergency communications. That's one of my interests. But hams have a lot of interests. They vary from things like amateur television. There's people that do that.
That's us. Amateur television. There you go.
We get into the nuts and bolts of it. You know, we're capable of setting up our own equipment. There have been many emergencies when the only communications out was amateur radio. Hurricane Katrina was one example. For people that can remember back when they had the Oakland earthquake out in California, all the cell phones went out, all of the lines went out, and for a day or two, the only way you get out was via amateur radio, though there wasn't that much damage, but the structural stuff had been done. But anybody that is interested in communications or radio in any way, or computer stuff, because we're computer geeks also, come over to First Methodist Church. We've got parking there. There's flea market stuff set up inside.
So a person can come. A person can come there, and if you're a ham person or someone that's interested, and you're working on, so like you're working on rebuilding something, and you're needing parts and pieces.
That's the place to come.
You can come find stuff, even rebuilt stuff. You might be able to find something that you need.
Oh yes,
to make your system work better, or to go forward in what you're working on.
Or hobbyists that's working like on restoring old radios or things like that. You can find parts there for it, and you can find people that would help you. Now, it costs $5 to get in. It's not free, but once you get in, you can visit the tables. You can buy new equipment.
What does it cost to have a table?
The table are $15 and $10. I think we still have some tables available, and I will post. It's not posted on Channel 6's board yet, but when I go home, we'll post full details of it and contact. I'm sending it to Bob Payne, who is also a ham.
Right.
For the people that don't know Bob, and he's been a long time. A lot of the people in this communication industry are hams because it kind of goes along with their technical expertise.
Right.
And we work the ham.
What does ham stand for?
It's an old. I don't really, amateur radio operator is the way it's used, but I don't think it's a technical.
It's not a.
It's you're a ham, but you're a communication. It's kind of like a guy talks too much, maybe, I don't know. So that I really don't know.
So it's not an acronym for something.
It's not an acronym that I know of for something.
Well, we need to figure that out.
So
do a little research.
Yeah. This will be the 20th year that we've had the Ham Fest. Around the 20th year, I went to look back for exact figures for how long it had been going on, and we've been at the First Methodist for several years. They've been very nice to let us use their family activity center.
Right.
And I ran through some statistics, like how many amateur radio operators are around, and I did a search on the internet. Licensed amateurs, Coffee County's got 213, Bedford County's got 118, Franklin County has got 135, Moore's got 22. So in this immediate area, you're talking about 488 licensed ham. Now, not all of those are active. Some of them have got the licenses and don't use it, but many are. And then if you put it out in a further thing and include Rutherford, Lincoln, and Warren, Rutherford's got 521, Lincoln's got 163, Warren's got 75 for a total of 759. So you could say in this immediate area here, you've got 1,247 hams. So that's a lot of technical knowledge, a lot of folks. So
a lot of knowledge.
A lot of knowledge, yes. And our Ham Fest will have people that come, say, basically a 100-mile circle or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you can look at equipment. There's used equipment there that you could, if you wish to get in it, you can buy it, and according to what you want to do, you can go as little as $100 for some new equipment, and then which is more limited range, and then you can go up to several $1,000s when you get new brand new equipment from dealers. And I think we have one dealer there, one commercial dealer, but it's primarily people cleaning out their getting rid of their excess.
One person's trash is another person's treasure.
Yeah, and
because everybody's working at a different level on
this stuff. At a different level, and our amateur group, we support a lot of public functions around here. We don't get paid for anything, but we support Mach 10 Triathlon. We support emergency communications backup, like for Bonnaroo. I sit out there and with a group, and if anything happened at Bonnaroo, there'd be hams available for that. Running events, because it provides good communications immediate, which a lot of the people like. I helped with the Alzheimer's bike thing, and it's an enjoyable hobby with a lot of interest to everybody.
George Stone Hamfest Methodist Church, March the 9th, 8 o'clock in the morning till, what, 2 in the afternoon?
2 o'clock in the afternoon. We do have a door prize, so if you come, you may win a radio.
All right. Folks, we'll be back after these messages.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo Fiend, Music Fan, Video Streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us now on the set John Michael Harris, and I guess I'll just call him John today. I mean, he's gotten too old to be calling him John Michael, which we've done for all of his life pretty much. But John has got kind of an interest in occupation. I think you're associated with the firm Practice Management in Tullahoma. Is that the
Fortune Management?
Fortune Management. Okay. And tell us what that company does.
We do essentially do practice management for dental practitioners and also doctors of veterinary medicine and their team. So we support them with all facets of business management and their particular practices, from marketing to financial management to the HR team building and all those types of conversations.
And I would imagine probably if you're in a dental practice, the doctor's probably pretty busy doing what he does.
Absolutely.
And so these other phases or aspects of that business is something that you guys come in and help them with. Is that
absolutely? I mean, that's really where as far as that aspect's concerned, that's really where the challenge is the doctor is most productive when he's seeing a patient. That's where their production and collection comes from. Either the hygienist or the doctor himself or herself or seeing a patient, treating a patient. I mean, that's how they generate revenue. So if they're having to spend additional time in the background, that takes away from their productivity, and ultimately they'll be less profitable. So that's where we come in.
Now I think I know you and Reagan Harris, or not Reagan Harris anymore. Hartman are based here in Tullahoma, but you guys work all over the southeast, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to a practice on Friday in Clarksville, Indiana. So our territory area is Middle Tennessee and Northern Alabama, and all with respect to the geography of the southeast, we're working pretty much Kentucky South and Arkansas East. So anywhere where there's not currently a franchisee, we're working it.
So how does that work? I mean, when you bring on a new client, do you guys like go in there and evaluate what you think there might be areas for where they could improve the way they're doing things, or how does that work?
Sure. We actually, and on Friday I'm actually doing a practice analysis is what we call it, and it's just an opportunity to go in and spend some time with the team, watch patient flow and see how their overall operations is working, how effective and efficient they are. Get kind of an idea of a lot of the systems and protocols they have in place with respect to their financial management. How are they marketing? We look at their I&E, their income and expense, their usually their statement of assets and liabilities or their P&Ls, all their financials, and kind of get an idea of how they're budgeting and what their strategy is for long-term growth and profitability. And what we find more often than not is there are certain expenditures with respect to a business where we pull our dollars from when production's down. And with the situation or the condition the economy's been in the last several years, one of the first expenses to go is almost inevitably marketing.
Right.
And I think that should not be. Marketing should not be considered an expense. It should be considered an investment, because without that engine running, you're losing 5 to 15% of your, or 5 to 25% of your patients actually on an annual basis through attrition alone. So if you're not marketing, you're not generating new patients, and at 25%, it's going to take four years to go out of business. So it's very important, and helping them understand those aspects of the business is
you know, and I know what you're talking about applies primarily to dental practices, but I bet everybody does that, don't they?
It's every small business.
Yeah. Whenever times get tough, that's the first thing.
That's the first thing they pull.
Yeah. Okay. I think you've got a video here now that's going to be coming up in just a second. Is this video about? This video is probably about a new product that you guys are working with. Is that correct?
Correct. We've got a couple of our long-term clients with Dr. Paul Bass have founded a company, and the active ingredient of this oral rinse you're going to hear about is activated chlorine dioxide. And activated chlorine dioxide has been around for years. It was used in the military. It's been used in various other industries. This is the first time it's ever been used in dentistry. And the results that they found were that with this ingredient, this product outperforms on a large scale any other mouthwash or oral rinse available in the market. It's very price competitive. It also has a lot more attributes as far as oral health and some of the aesthetic values that you can get from it, like whitening. But it's being used to treat perio disease. It's being used for perio patients in the practice as a pre and post-appointment rinse. I mean, it's incredible stuff.
Okay. Let's have a look at that video right quick then.
Bacteria are all around us and teeming in our mouths. Combine that with the intimate connection between oral health and general health, it's no wonder modern dentistry has struggled with infection prevention for years. Hi, my name is Shannon Richkowski. I am a registered dental hygienist, and I want to tell you about a remarkable new health and oral cleansing rinse called OraCare. OraCare's two-part Halex OC system with enhanced mint harnesses the power of activated chlorine dioxide. For years, chlorine dioxide has been used safely and effectively to purify drinking water in hundreds of municipalities in the U.S. Now dentists, hygienists, and their patients are reaping its benefits too. Studies at leading universities have proven OraCare's effectiveness in eliminating bacteria, viruses, fungi, and biofilm. This revolutionary product alleviates the symptoms of gingivitis, periodontal disease, and removes bad breath quickly. In fact, it whitens teeth, doesn't etch, doesn't weaken bonds or stain, and it tastes great. OraCare is easy to use. You simply pump each bottle 4 times, then allow 30 to 60 seconds for the mixture to activate. A 30-second rinse with OraCare has statistically been shown to be more proficient at removing VSCs than any other product already on the market. OraCare can only be purchased from dental practitioners, just like its tagline, "For Dentists by Dentists" suggests. OraCare gets a real seal of approval from dentists and hygienists. Demand the best in your oral pre-rinse. OraCare, raising the standard of care in dentistry. Developed by dentists at Dentist Select.
Okay, and so this is a relatively new product that you guys have got out there that you're involved with, I think.
Correct. It's been on the market for about 12 months.
Okay. So is that available? Well, of course, we're serving southern Middle Tennessee with this broadcast, but so it's available here in our area. Is that
correct? It's available nationally. Consumers can only purchase it through their dental provider, so it can only be purchased from a dental practice.
Right.
And then dental practices would purchase it directly from Dentist Select.
Okay. And based on that chart there, this is far superior to even to what has probably been the standard prior to the invention of this product.
Paradex is probably the leading competitor in dental practices now, and it's used to treat perio disease or gum disease.
Right.
And when you put these two products side by side and show the characteristics and the effects that they promote, even Paradex doesn't compare. And what's surprisingly is that they are very price competitive.
And this is probably a bigger deal than if you're not wrapping your head around this, because for goodness sakes, that's something that's quite common. I mean, dentists are prescribing this to patients and have for years, and periodontal diseases are also quite common. So
absolutely,
a breakthrough in that is huge.
Yeah, statistically, about 75% of the population has perio disease.
Okay.
So about 75% of the people walking around on a daily basis have some level of gum disease, or at least to some extent. So whether if you're not active in your dental practice, then the opportunity first then is to become active in your dental practice and obviously get that treated if it's necessary.
Okay, so I guess when you're seeing your dentist, you probably have an option to ask him for that if he doesn't readily offer it to you.
Absolutely,
correct?
absolutely.
Yeah,
And I think the biggest thing is to just be active in a preventative program. Go in consistently for your hygiene checks.
Right.
Give the clinical professionals an opportunity to diagnose the necessary treatment and keep you in good health. And certainly, oral care is something that is without a doubt raising the standard of care in dentistry.
Yeah. Okay, John, thank you so much.
Absolutely,
appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living right after this.
I thought Red Cross does Katrina. They don't help single moms.
Hi.
What happened to our house last year about your birthday?
It flooded and the water flooded out. Yeah.
The Red Cross arranged the hotel for us. They gave me that break, that leverage to be able to get it together and take care of them, I feel like we've come full circle.
Like that. This is how I'll do it.
There you go.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
A salute to the Never Wasters, the Coupon Clippers, Switch Flippers, One Last Drop of Milk Drippers, the Thoughtfully Thrifty, and the Just Plain Cheap. Charter respects your economic IQ and honors it with a phone service worthy of your ever-watchful wallet. Charter Phone, just $19.99 a month, for real monthly savings for fabulously frugal folks like you. Switch to Charter Phone and get unlimited local and long distance and 13 calling features with no extra fees like the phone company charges you.
Welcome back, and we are on the set with Catherine Murray. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing fine. Got my glove on for the church, didn't I?
I know, yeah. You're ready to go, aren't you?
Ready to go.
We're looking at the Michael Jackson, his story coming up. What day?
March the 9th, 7 p.m. at South Jackson.
South Jackson Civic Center. If you want tickets, they're at your office.
At McMurr's. That's 461-0034. And we're at 101 West OG. The tickets are $12 for adults in advance and $8 for children under 10.
$8 for children under 10.
It's the family bargain. You can't.
That is a family bargain, and
yes,
it's a great show, and it's energetic. And we were talking about fitness a while ago.
Yeah.
When they get through watching your show, they have had a workout.
That is right.
They have had a total workout.
Yeah, they have, and all the proceeds are going to the local chapter of the American Cancer Society.
That's a wonderful project.
It is, and everyone's really excited. I was telling you earlier also that Ashley Fox, she's a radio personality in Nashville. Yeah. She's going to come down and narrate it for us.
That's wonderful.
I'm talking with the gloves. She can come down and narrate it for us,
hand.
and literally. And she's excited. She's been tweeting about it, and they announced it on the radio up
that's
there. So we're
wonderful.
very excited.
So
We're
you're
very
getting
excited.
some-
Kenny's getting a little nervous because all this attention, but we're
And
really
we must
excited.
never forget Miss Patty Wimsett, who jumps
Yes.
in there and designs the costumes.
We must.
She's very creative.
So this theme is dancing, singing, and costuming. So
Dancing, singing, and costuming. I
just
love
made
it.
that up. But I have a clip from Remember the Time.
Oh, let's show that clip. That'll be fun.
It's one of those, just the Michael Jackson song that has some great costumes, and Patty put everything together. I mean, she sewed it and glued it and clipped it and picked
That's
it.
wonderful.
So if
we
we
have
that
the clip, you guys back there.
Fell in love, but young and innocent. Do you remember how it all began? It just seems like heaven, so I did. Do you remember back in the fall, where together all alone? Do you remember those special times? They would just go on and on in the back of my mind. Oh,
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
That's your Egyptian number.
Yes, it comes kind of. We try to do them as close as we can into the order that the songs were put out.
Put out by
and
Michael.
So we start with "I Want You Back," and we do "Dancing Machine," "Thriller." We just try to do as many as we can
Everybody
in
loves
2
Thriller.
hours.
And I know there's a big surprise on the show. That
There's a couple.
I've heard that we're not to announce those.
We are not to announce the surprises.
You just have to come to the show
You
to
have
see
to
those
be there.
surprises.
Yes, and the bottom, I wanted to mention that the bottom half of South Jackson is going to be reserved, but the upper half is going to be general
Just
admission.
open.
It's open seating, so if you want to get in there so you can get, you can just walk in and go sit at your seat. Time to get them is now.
Time to get them is now, because the price, you can't beat the price, $12.08.
Yes,
Under
10.
10
At
and
the
under.
door, they'll go to $15 for adults and $10 for children under
So
10.
if you want to bargain, you get them now.
Yes, yes.
And I think you still have some seating left.
We do. We are at, last Tuesday they went on sale, and we've already sold 195
That's awesome.
tickets. Yeah.
That's great. And do you have any
really proud.
sponsors that you want to mention?
Yes, SIM&S stepped up. They're I wouldn't say electric. I'm sorry. They're IT. That's what he does. I'm sorry, Eugene. They're an IT company here in Tullahoma, and he wants to help. He
That's
gave
wonderful.
a great donation to help with, because we have to pay for the venue.
Sure.
2 nights,
And-
dress rehearsal and the night of the
And
show.
then it costs something to produce a show.
Exactly, and I've added 3 new dancers, so that meant three
wonderful.
costuming,
Right.
3 new people, and so any advertisers or any
if
help,
anybody out there wants to donate,
please,
just come by
if you just want
McMurrin's
to
and
donate,
throw
say,
a check at you, right?
Throw it at me, because
You'll
we're
take it.
taking everything. And the other thing that I want to talk about was our Facebook page.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have a
What do they-
Facebook
what do you-
page. It's
what do you
called
go to?
just facebook.com, and then it's /history III.
History III.
Which is History 3. I decided that
okay.
I'm never going to add
Go
any more
beyond 3.
Facebook pages. I'll be at History 27 when I'm done with this. So the Facebook page will always be History III, or you can put in Roman numerals III.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh,
there's
that's cool.
videos, there's photos, and Mr. Bob Payne just knocks out
And you
those
probably
videos
find out
for
what
us.
number to call if you want to
Yes.
call your place.
Yes, because
They can even come by your place and get things printed, can't they?
That is right. We even print things. Imagine that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember anything else that I want to say. I mean, I could list
How many
off all
kids
the
do you
people
have
that
involved?
there
or
are
people that you have?
7 dancers and 2 children. I say and 2 children from Farrah because they're only doing a couple of songs. So there's 7 dancers. No, 8. I forgot. I told you, John Luke came back.
John Luke came
as
back.
you were talking about.
And
This
of course,
has now
Kenny,
become
is
a
Kenny
cult
still
thing.
choreographing?
Yes.
I never can say his last name.
I'm not going to try.
Okay.
And
he is a real talent.
He is awesome. We took out one song to add a new number that he wants to do just for the dancers.
Oh, good.
And he's choreographed it. And again, Patty's hooked us up with some great costumes.
And then we're not
And
mentioning
so excited.
some more guests that are going to show up unexpected.
Yes.
Or you expect them, but we won't know what they are
Exactly.
until we get there.
Exactly. That's why you
I am
got to
so
go.
curious.
That's
Yeah,
why you got to go.
I know, it's great.
So please come out and support this organization because we've raised $10,000 total for the 3 other shows, and we just want to keep up.
You
with it.
are up, and this is for Cancer Society, and
Yes.
that's a wonderful thing to do. There's never enough money.
Correct.
How did you decide to do this? You've obviously been a Michael Jackson fan since you were a baby girl.
For this time around?
Yeah.
They just asked me.
They just asked you and you said yes.
Yes. I've already had someone ask me for another show.
But I'm talking about, when did you first hear Michael Jackson? How old were you?
I was 9.
You were a kid.
Yes.
And you were really, well, all kids were, and adults as well.
Yes.
Got
and
hooked on the
listening.
music.
I've been hooked. I am hooked. I confess.
He was a tremendous worker. I realize he died a tragic death, but he gave his life to his art, his craft.
Yes, and we talk about that in the show. That's why it's really a little bit of history about Michael Jackson, which is why it comes up. That's why it's named. I name it his story.
Okay, let's don't forget the date, which is
March the 9th.
And it starts at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at South Jackson.
If you don't have a ticket in your hand, get there in time to line up and get a ticket. But go by McMurray's and grab a ticket if you would.
Yes.
I love what you do. You are an awesome individual. What an asset. I love the glove, too. I'm going to go out and get me a glove. We'll be back with more of Living.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
Take you somewhere where nobody else can go. Only the 2 of us know.
With Charter, TV will never be the same. Now you can make a date with your favorite movies and shows anywhere and anytime with on-the-go content from Charter.
Ewing, it's always a pleasure to be here. Always a very exciting guest as well. Sylvia Pinson. She is director of the Shelbyville Parks and Recreation Department, Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's always great to see you.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Oh, thank you for coming. I appreciate your time and such. Lots of things going on.
Oh, gosh.
You know, you guys are just really busy.
It is.
A heavy schedule of things going on. Tell us about it.
Actually, I'd like to go back and tell the listening audience of some improvements that we've made in the department. One is, in October, we pulled down the big indoor swimming pool at the Shelbyville Rec Center, and we spent close to $165,000 renovation program on it, because when it was built in 1996, it's been turning and turning, so a lot of things happened to our indoor pool.
Oh, yeah.
We changed the depth of this Olympic-sized pool from 3 foot to 5 foot in one end. Back when it was built in 1996, there was a big push for competitive swimming. But the trend for the last 10 years have been water fitness programs. So this gives us a lot of more space.
Absolutely.
When we opened it back up in February, I walked in on a Monday morning, and here's the senior. She was jumping up and down. It's open, it's open. Of course, we did some things behind the scenes. Put in new, in the mechanical room, new windows, new doors, all kinds of things. But chlorine really attacks me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we're wide open there.
There you go, there you go. When you mentioned seniors, and when it comes to seniors, very crucial that you have things going on for our seniors.
Our program starts off at age 50.
Okay.
So one of the programs that we're signing up with is the Bedford County Senior Olympics. These games, we're perfect. These are local games, but anyone in the listening audience and surrounding communities, it's a good training ground for the Tennessee Senior Olympics district games.
Absolutely.
And we're in the South District. And then in July they play in Franklin. So it's a good league. And Bedford County is very blessed. We have 5 basketball teams, 3 ladies and 2 men of different age categories.
Very
That's just
good.
one. And there's many sports.
Absolutely. Table tennis and all of this going on. So,
and the deadline of really actual signing up for the Bedford County local senior games is March 13th.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Sounds good. Just going on down the line, it's just all kinds of things going on. New classes and such. You've got several new classes of things.
We do, because my secret recipe for running what I call a programmatic world is that you keep it fresh and you have new things. And if you have new innovative classes, it drives the people drive those revenues, and that community is built on good innovative programs.
Exactly.
And one of those is Choose to Lose, and that's done on a Tuesday from 8 to 9:30. And then at night 6 to 7, and offered by Kathy Hardwell, our fitness center.
Very good, very good.
So,
in coming up with these programs, is it a demand thing? Is it something that individuals maybe come to you or your staff and say, this is kind of what I need, or this is what would work really well or best for the community, a program that I really want to get involved in?
It's twofold. A good recreation programmer is always looking to bring on new and innovation in the community, because the same old thing gets dull, the same old things, and we might go from a trendy thing of Zumba. Zumba's kind of laid down now.
A little bit.
Now we're coming back up with other things. And a big concentrated area is losing weight.
Yeah. Sure. Always.
So we are always trying to find a way of getting people into the door and enjoying this 58,000 square foot plus our park system.
Absolutely. Easter is just around the corner, of course.
Oh, yes.
And it's always a big thing when your Easter egg hunt comes around. That's just huge.
Well, we don't do a land Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
We do a Easter egg hunt in the pool.
Yeah.
And it's designed for children 2 to 13. Number 1 rule, no parents are in the water. So usually our lifeguards and our assistants are in there, and really the cost is $3 per child, and it's really inexpensive. They get in, they dive for the eggs, and then we have eggs that float. And then once they pull their eggs out, then there's other activities on the pool deck. So it's just taking the same land, putting it in the pool.
Sure, absolutely. Windy season, kites. I used to love flying the kites when I was younger. So what's this all about?
Okay, Go Fly a Kite. This is something we do every March. It's just the theme. We're going to the old Harris open field, which is off of the old Central High School I graduated from. And you can either make your kite or bring your kite, bring your parents, bring whomever. And we will be there March 16th from 10 to 12. And hope the wind is strong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we've had a lot of wind action lately, so I think that's going to be I think that's going to be in your favor and such. Let's talk a little bit about the spring break. That's a big camp that you have coming up as well.
Working parents. I was a working mom raising 2 children. Parents who are working are always looking for a camp that the children can be in. This is one week camp starting from April 1st through 5th from 8 to 4. And this camp, they go swimming, they have gym activities, they be outside.
Great.
It's a mini lead up to a summer camp.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And the price is $100 per child. So
can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Children get very bored very quickly. Parents get very frustrated, because of. So that's a great thing.
And they bring their lunch, and we keep a lot of activities going for that week.
Yeah, very good. How do you actually gear up for what's in store every summer? As I mentioned, kids are very bored at times and such, and it's crucial that you have things going on.
Well, and it's up to those professional recreation programmers to come up with that. I was a recreation programmer for years, so I have a special eye on what they're doing. And also, we have to put in our budget, which we'll start working on for next year, those programs that we want to continue. And in the programming world, you have the milking cows, which are good, or then you get the dogs. And once those dogs, you need to throw them out, come back, bring them back if they are worthy of the thing.
Absolutely.
So it's seasonal, as well as helping the community and the parents. Keep the children safe and have fun activities.
Absolutely, absolutely. For individuals maybe wanting to join the recreation center, how easy is this?
It's very easy.
All right.
All right. All you have to do, we have a corporate rate, we have a parent rate or a household rate, and the best thing to do is call 684-9780. The front desk is trained to fit your financial needs to what we can offer for the program.
Absolutely. And information such as this, you have helped me so much this morning with it.
Right.
This can be picked up as well, or go online maybe?
Go online. We have Facebook, just like us at Shelbyville Rec Center, and all the programs.
Wow.
So we're really excited. And I can't believe the spring has sprung.
Oh my goodness, that's been a fast
thing. In
thing
the Parks
going on.
Department, we are planting 20 trees through a forestry department throughout our major parks. And then we're going to be planting 50 trees and 25 shrubbery on our greenway. And this is just to future growth of hardwoods to keep that bank stabilized so it doesn't wash away.
Absolutely.
And the park goes.
Good thing.
So we're pushing, and the rain is not helping because we need to get the trees in the ground.
Absolutely. Sylvia, it's always great to speak with you. And keep going forward on the wonderful things that you're doing at the Shelbyville Parks and Recreation Department, and of course the community of Shelbyville.
You know what, the secret, I always have a lot of secret recipes.
Okay.
The secret recipe is hiring the best that you can hire.
There you go. Great.
And then just cut them loose and hope you can guide them to success.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And come back again and keep us updated, okay?
You bet.
Sylvia Pinson, she is the director of the Shelbyville Parks and Recreation Department. That's another segment. Hang on. More living right after this.
Here at the International Dateline, charter scientists are bringing you tomorrow's technology today.
Good morning, Doctor.
Morning. Like the nation's most powerful internet and TV in HD with free DVR. Record your favorite shows to watch on your schedule, anytime in the future.
Good morning, Doctor.
Get a free DVR when you bundle and let it all in.
We are back, the Three Musketeers.
There you go.
After about an hour and 15 minutes
of people on this show.
You know, it's kind of strange because once we kick this thing off, we don't really communicate with each other much until it's over. Because you know, but
don't forget
good.
Friday night in the International Tenors at South Jackson
That's
Civic
right.
Center.
That's right. Folks, don't pass this by because this is one of those things. I guarantee you that if you go to it, you will enjoy it and you will appreciate the fact that you took time to go.
I know, and they're going to they have a screen with the pictures of France and Italy and Spain, and it's just a wonderful production.
But it's not all highbrow music.
Oh, no. They're doing stuff from Les Mis. They're doing, I just don't have time to tell it, but they're doing a wide variety of a lot of the great tenors music and music that you have heard.
Okay. She's telling us it's time for us to go already. We thank you folks for being there. What we're going to do today is we're going to close the show with our man, Mr. John Cook. He and his band played at the Groundhog Ball last weekend. And I captured them doing, I believe this might be a Beatles song.
Good.
But, incredible. Our buddy John, phenomenal guitarist. And we're going to let you go with that.
Good.
All right.
We'll be back next week.
See you next week, folks. Go get you some, brother.
Everybody's happy, loves it, say.